Good morning and hello, my friends. Welcome to the final week of 2022. My God. In this reading, we're going to be looking at December 25th to 31st. Of course, first of all, I want to wish everybody the happiest of holidays. And I hope that you guys have a lot of amazing plans for this upcoming week. I do want to look at this week to let you know of any challenges and any possibilities that you can embrace this week, because this can be a really challenging time for people, as the holidays aren't always positive, happy pieces. There can be a lot of hurt and challenge in this week. So for this reading, I do have, and some of you might have been able to read on the screen there, this is the King's Journey Christmas edition. This is a fun Christmas deck that I found a couple years ago. So I'll be using that one in combination with the Energy Oracle because, well, sometimes we need just the very clear cut guidance. So let's look at this week. Before we get into the cards, I can tell you that Mercury is going into retrograde on the 29th, which is going to add in even a little bit more challenge depending on how you deal with Christmas week, New Year's week, and Mercury retrograde. So let's look at this week. What does the week of December 25th through the 31st bring, my friends? Yeah, at least it stayed on the table. I do ask that they keep it on the table. Sometimes they just get so excited, they're just like, I'm going to huck the cards everywhere. The Queen of Swords. This card kind of semi-terrifies me, but sure. The Queen of Swords. Of course, she is the queen that has learned all her knowledge, which is vast because she's the queen, through firsthand experience, the firsthand knocks. Know that history, that trauma, that past is important. And it, like I said, will come into play as we go throughout this week and as we transcend into 2023. However, using our head and staying up in our third eye thinking center will help us. We don't want our heart center to overwhelm and kind of bleed out. We want to stay in control. We want to use our knowledge. We want to use our tools to our advantage, because the queen, she's the key and, well, I guess king of picking herself up, dusting herself off, and getting herself going. And with her, the Seven of Cups. That illusion, that uncertainty is going to be there. At the same time, you have a lot of opportunity for the growth and the wonder. The Seven of Cups, also known as the Seven Deadly Sins, talks about those, choices that we have. And this week will bring you a lot of choice. And depending on where we are and how we're functioning, will depend on how clear those choices come forward. We need to get out of the right or wrong rather than what it is that option or choice will teach us. So this week, staying in our head and being open, even though there might be uncertainty, to what comes forward in whatever format it comes to us in. Because a lot of times that brings in even more uncertainty because we expect it in a certain format. And it comes to us in something that we don't feel too comfortable with. So using our head, checking in, and checking into that resistance. Why is it there? What is it trying to protect us on? So let's look at this week a little bit. What does the beginning of the week bring, my friends? So of course, this brings in, Christmas and Boxing Day. I will have on Tuesday meditation, I believe, that's going to be posted for you guys to kind of help you guys out as you go forward into 2023. The Three of Swords. I said this can be a really challenging time. So for my friends who struggle with the holidays, this is really going to aggravate things. Additionally, some of the uncertainty, some of the options and opportunities is going to niggle some of the past pain, that past trauma. Taking things one step at a time will help. No, this does not mean that you're going to have the crappiest holiday ever. What it means is you're going to need to use your skills, your tools, and your abilities to overcome and minimize that pain. This is why I do the readings early, so that you can start to ensure that you have, your tools right at hand, ready and available, that you are clearing and cleansing yourself, that you are staying up in your third eye thinking center so you can think on the fly to minimize this. This is always around us. We carry it with us. We've got the Queen of Swords, which really talks about just dusting ourselves up, getting going again. We need to use our tools and our abilities to our advantage. It's up to us. What are we choosing? What are we doing? And know that this is a very personal choice because no one can do this for us. What does the middle of the week bring, my friends? So for pain and heartache, the tools I can support and suggest, back in 2020, oh no, haha, caught it. Back in 2020, I did a meditation with Archangel Metatron, and it's dumping that pain and fear. Start now. The less power this has, the less control it will have over you. So for my friends who are new, welcome. I give you guys guidance, the support, and tools to help you forward. I've got meditations, I've got mindfulness tools, I've got healings to support you. They're all guided. They range in time, but they are tools that you can use and reuse as you need. I'm not a monetized channel, so these are very, very open for everybody. Any advertisements, that's all YouTube, that's not me. So you need to start to work on that pretty much now. The middle of the week. The King of Wands. I love this card. He's like, yeah, bring it on. So that passion, that connection is going to be important. I like the celebration and kind of frivolity that this card brings. We want to embrace that. We don't want to get stuck here. We don't want that to ruin our week, ruin our experience in our holiday. This is the energy that we want to draw in and have pretty much consume the whole week. Does that mean alcohol? No, not necessarily. But that fun, that joy, that celebration, that inner fire is going to really help. Again, we have the King, which is a very stable, very action-orientated king. He's usually the king that's sitting kind of at the edge of his seat, not kind of laying back on, I own this really wild throne. He's ready for his next adventure. And that next adventure, it's going to be shrouded in mystery and uncertainty, which is going to amplify fear. We need that fire, that passion, and that kind of action-orientated energy to help push us forward. The 10 of Coins. I don't really like the way they've rendered some of the cards. That's why I don't use it a lot. The 10 of Coins, it talks about endings and beginnings and family. And it's the family, that connected, grounded energy that I'm getting. It's going to help us. know that sometimes our birth family brings this on, or certain people within our family set. You want to connect into the people that fuel you, that accept you for you, or if they accept you, but if they don't understand you, that's fine, but they don't care. They want to see you succeed and thrive. It's those positive relationships. It's going to help really fuel that celebration, that joy and happiness, helping with really ignite those passions, those pieces that bring us fulfillment in our life and kind of ground us in that. And that's what we want. We want to kind of bring these cards forward. And we can do that with intention, with choice. All right, let's go on to the end of the week. What does the end of the week bring, my friends? So know that it's going to be very much up to you guys as to who you connect in with, where you're sending your energies, and what tools and supports you're using. Because I can tell you the Queen of Swords is very much in control, and it's going to be that thinking center that's going to help us out the most right now. The Knight of Cups. Again, we have, it's kind of funny, we've got double horses here, but that movement. Now, and the Knight is not like running helter-skelter into the storm like his cousin, the Knight of Swords. He's got a nice, gentle walk. He has that compassion. He has that, well, understanding of self because he's connected into his intuition. And we need that intuitive compassion towards self, especially as we go into the new year, because that's really going to bring in a lot of, oh my gods, that uncertainty. I would suggest, especially with the Knight of Cups here, the end of the week, before we get into more celebration with New Year's and stuff like that, take a little bit of time and do some reflection and some intention. Help you to start to see this a little bit clearer by using your head. And help plan you to keep that momentum going in a slow, steady manner. Know that in this area here is where Mercury is going into retrograde, which is going to add in more kind of topsy-turvy stuff. So again, having your tools right at hand. Come on, camera. The Emperor, the fourth card in the Major Arcana. Of course, the Emperor, we're looking at that routine, that structure, that stability that's going to help us out the most. So making sure that we do have that grounded, stable energy. And to be honest, the more grounded we are throughout this week, the more we're going to be able to use up here, the more that we're going to be able to process, to think, to create. We want that stability. Additionally, adding in that element of routine and structure. This is a week that many of us have off, and that routine kind of is a little bit, fluid. Putting in and making sure you've got that structure so that you're not just sitting and swirling in possibly the same stuff or getting yourselves into trouble. We're getting some stuff done, especially at the end of the week as we're starting to gear towards 2023. We want to look at that routine, that structure. What are we getting done? And what is it that you're going to need to go forward? Using our head. So the week itself talks a lot about really choice on where you want to go, where your energies are going to go, and what's more, how do you want to go forward? Okay. Let's look at this. What further supports and guidance can we share with my friends so they can get the most of this week with the least amount of pain, challenge, and suffering? There's a lot of dominant masculine energy throughout the week, And then we have this kind of very almost Vulcan style queen. So it's going to be important that we do have the stability of the masculine and that nurturing of the divine, but not the coddling, I guess, because the Queen of Swords is not known for coddling. She's more of a Vulcan. That doesn't make sense. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go. We do have multiple twos, a lot of two double cards here. With multiple twos, the angels are encouraging you to stay balanced and make the right choice, because there's many choices. With the Emperor, especially with the Knight, and then we've got the King, balancing it out with some feminine will help. The new moon, well, happens today. So using that to your advantage as well. She may not be known for her compassion and her nurturing, but we can use our head. What is going to help us out the most right now? The garden and the gate. Sometimes it's, especially at this time of year when we're connecting in with family and friends the most, we get caught up in kind of that Joneses thing where you're trying to keep up with someone. Oh, well, look what they have. Be mindful of what it is you have. We can't we can't have our abundance grow if we're looking over the fence going, well, I wish I had that. Why don't I have that? We want to nurture and have compassion for what we do have rather than have that envy or greed. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Work with what you have right at hand right now so that you can mold it to more of what is going to be A, achievable, and B, meaningful. What they have may look great for them, but looks can be deceiving. This is where I think the reflection and intention is going to be really important. What will be meaningful for you? And what's more, you may see other aspects from other people. Well, you can take that and mold it into what is going to be really meaningful and achievable. Sometimes stuff isn't achievable. And when you get it, you're like, that's it? You want to make sure that there is that connection, that understanding. Because there's going to be a lot of option this week. We need things to fit for you. You are not a cookie cutter. Things will not just be stamped out and fit well. We need to mold it to us. Very much the queen energy here. The thinking woman. We need to use our head. Does this make sense? If it doesn't make sense, what do you need to do so that it does start to make sense? When we take that step back and do what's called critical thinking, where we're looking at and analyzing a situation or event or information, we're able to gain a better perspective as to how it's going to play out. We don't want to stick in here where we're feeling funky. We want that passion, that connection. We want to make sure that this is a time where we're really feeling that motivation as we transcend into a new year. Called that one. I love it when I'm ahead of the cards and I don't even realize I'm ahead of the cards. I'm just telling you what is being shared with me. But that envy. The grass is not always greener on the other side. And these cards will play in and aggravate here. Some of the pain, some of the heartache is going to be that comparison that we and other people do against each other. Well, your cousin has this, your brother has that, your sister has this. Why don't you have it? Well, that might not be what you want. What will you need? What is meaningful for your world, your journey? This is about what is going to be meaningful for you. So we need to use our head and we need to think things through and forward. Without that, our heart center is going to make this week really hard. We're going to miss out in dancing with the King of Wands. We're going to miss out on the journey and exploration with the king or the Knight of Cups, and the Emperor is going to avoid us like the plague. We need to be able to get on that horse and we'll greet 2023 in whatever format it comes into and as for us, because there is that uncertainty. And there is usually a natural fear into that new year. So knowing that, yes, the new year does bring in uncertainty, especially given the last, 3. But we've been able to overcome challenges that haven't been seen in a very long time because we use our head and our creativity. And that's exactly what we need to do this week. And, well, dance with the king. Have that fun. Time of celebration, time of joy. This is a natural turning point for us that we can create 2023 and mold it into something that's going to be a lot more meaningful than what we're faced with right now. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me. Of course, and more importantly, I want to wish you guys the merriest of Christmases and the happiest of New Year's. I hope that you guys are able to celebrate and enjoy, have fun, play, love, and, well, laugh. It will help to build and fuel you to enjoy what 2023 is going to bring. Now, if you did enjoy this session, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as it does help people find me on the sea of YouTube. More importantly for you, though, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little red bell. I have more healings, meditations, guidance, and tools coming forward. You don't want to miss any of it. I am excited to see what 2023 brings. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Ko-fi and Patreon page. I have left links below, so you can go check them out. Again, I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me. I hope that you have a fantastic and phenomenal week with lots of joy, lots of glitter, lots of smiles. Until tomorrow, my friends.